shifts and changes that need to be made, often from the inside to the outside.
To be able to shape your future, you have to be willing and able to change your paradigm.
Complex journeys require navigation. The path to the truth is one such journey. This is your GPS. Hairstyling services provided by J.D. Edwards Salon and Spa, Palmdale Shopping Plaza, Madera Street. Accessories provided by Chevette Williamson Jewelry. Standout jewelry for standout women. And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to GPS, Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. I'm your host, Michelle Malcolm, and as always, it's a pleasure to be in your company today. Today is Wednesday, so you know what that means. It's going to be a Wellness Wednesday show. And on Wellness Wednesday shows, we discuss matters of health. And this particular topic that we're going to be covering today, I decided to do this because those of you who have been following GPS for a while, you know that one of the hats that I wear is I'm also, in addition to being a broadcaster, I'm a certified holistic health coach. And I see clients on a regular basis who are, battling different issues. And it seems that as of late, I have been meeting a lot of young people, especially, who are battling kidney disease. And I'm not just talking having issues with the kidneys. I'm talking on dialysis kidney disease. I'm talking end-stage renal failure kidney disease. Young people. When I say young, I'm talking 20s and 30s. And that prompted me to, decide to do this show today because whereas I'm happy to help the clients that do find out about the service that I provide and have reached out to me, I thought that I could reach an even broader audience by doing a show about it because not everybody's going to, hear word of mouth about what can be done. And I thought that if we did this show, more people can get the knowledge that they need to reverse their kidney disease. And yes, I did say reverse because it can be reversed. It truly can. And you're going to learn in this show today that there are some things that you may be doing, whether you are battling kidney disease or not, that are directly contributing to you becoming sicker. And kidney disease is just one of the symptoms or one of the effects of what you're going to learn about today that you may be doing on a regular basis and not even realizing the damage, the potential damage that you're doing. So this show is specifically for people who are battling with kidney disease called CKD, chronic kidney disease. But there'll be things in this show that can benefit everyone as it relates to protecting yourself from becoming a person who's battling kidney disease or any other kind of chronic non-communicable disease. So before we dive right in, I want you to pick up the phone, WhatsApp, whatever, smoke signal, whatever. Get a message out to any and everyone that you know that is battling with any kind of kidney ailment, kidney disease, kidney failure, the whole works, the whole gamut, the whole spreadsheet from start to finish. I want you to invite them to listen to this show today because I promise you that within this 2 hours, you're going to learn a lot about what you can do to slow the progress of chronic kidney disease if you already have it or prevent it altogether. And so I want to begin by talking a little bit about kidney disease. Slowing the progress of chronic kidney disease can actually prolong your life. And that statement is for a person who has already been diagnosed. But here's the good news. You don't only have to settle with slowing the progress, but you can actually literally reverse chronic kidney disease. And there is going to be a theme throughout this show, for want of a better word, that I want you to hold on to and understand. If we were in a classroom, I'd say, repeat after me. Believe the diagnosis, but do not believe the prognosis. Repeat after me. Believe the diagnosis, but do not believe the prognosis. I hear people all the time talk about, the doctor trying to put this on me, but I receiving that. And I tell them all the time, the doctor ain't trying to put that on you. You put that on yourself. You work for that condition. So don't ignore the diagnosis. Don't stick your head in the sand and act like it doesn't exist because you don't like the news that you heard. Because I often say it, you cannot fix what you do not diagnose. You cannot fix what you don't acknowledge, I should say. So if you're going to stick your head in the sand, and you're going to ignore the facts, then you aren't going to be able to fix the problem. And so I want to encourage you to believe the diagnosis. Don't ignore the diagnosis. Producer, see if you can pull up the camera on the wide shot, please. I'm trying to put myself into the broadcast, and I'm having a difficulty. So right now, I think you don't have the camera up for our Facebook audience. So believe the diagnosis. Do not ignore the diagnosis, but do not believe the prognosis. Do not believe if they tell you that there's nothing that you can do about this, that you have to live with this for the rest of your life, that you have to be on dialysis for the rest of your life. Don't believe that. Don't believe that. Okay, cameraman, producer, tell you what, let's go to clip number one. Clip number one, we're going to present to you in this clip what is chronic kidney disease. So let's go to that clip and then we'll.
The kidneys are two bean-shaped organs, each about the size of a fist. They're located just below the rib cage, one on each side of your spine. Healthy kidneys filter your blood, maintaining a healthy balance of water, salts, and minerals while expelling waste as urine. Without this balance, nerves, muscles, and other tissues stop working normally and can eventually fail. This is called chronic kidney disease, and it's a growing global problem. In the U.S., a third of Americans are at risk, and age is a major factor. More than half of Americans over 75 are thought to have some sort of kidney damage. Other risks include high blood pressure, diabetes, and family history. So what happens when the kidneys stop performing their job? Unless a donor kidney can be found for a transplant, patients with kidney failure require dialysis. When your kidneys fail, dialysis keeps your body in balance by removing waste, salt, and extra water to prevent them from building up in the body, keeping a safe level of certain potassium, sodium, and other chemicals in your blood, helping to control blood pressure. Dialysis can be done in a hospital, in a dialysis center, or at home. There are two different types of dialysis, hemodialysis and peritoneal dialysis. They both do the same thing, clean the blood of wastes and excess fluids. In hemodialysis, your blood is pumped out of your body through an artificial kidney and back. Blood goes out dirty and comes back clean. Peritoneal dialysis uses the inside lining of your abdomen as a natural filter, with cleaning fluids pumped in and out via catheter. This process must be completed frequently and can sometimes take 3 to 4 hours a session, several times a week. Dialysis does not cure kidney disease, and in the case of end-stage kidney failure, a patient must remain on dialysis until a new kidney can be found. Advances in dialysis treatment mean that many patients can continue to live their lives and receive treatment anywhere life takes them, though disparities abound, particularly in the U.S. Studies show that despite having higher rates of kidney disease, racial and ethnic minorities often struggle to afford dialysis. They also wait longer for transplants than their white counterparts. Meanwhile, the dialysis industry has evolved from the small independent clinics of the 1970s into a massive for-profit industry that some critics say is rife with potential conflicts. Currently, two massive companies, DaVita and Fresenius, own more than 80% of all dialysis centers in the U.S. Critics say this makes it hard for smaller dialysis centers to compete, hindering innovation. Some studies also suggest that after a large corporation buys a small dialysis facility, hospitalizations go up and treatment quality goes down. But for those with chronic kidney disease, there is really only one option: stay in the system, stay on dialysis, wait for a kidney, or die.
Okay, remember what I said. Believe the diagnosis, but do not believe the prognosis. Because as you're going to hear in this show today, there is another option. And, it's unfortunate that we don't hear this kind of information more widespread. So please tell everybody, get on the phone, send a WhatsApp message, Messenger, however you tell them, to please tune into this show today, because I'm going to be dropping some nuggets that are going to hopefully give you some hope if you are battling kidney disease, to know that there is another way to get out of this. Believe the diagnosis and not the prognosis. Okay, so the telephone numbers to call, because I know you're going to have some questions throughout the show. The telephone numbers to call are 326-0271, 326-0271, 326-0271, or 326-0272, 326-0272. And the number for WhatsApp, if you want to send us a message there, is 824-9952, 824-9952. So you heard some statistics in that clip about kidney disease, and that was primarily speaking as it relates to the U.S. Situation. But here in the Bahamas, we have a major problem with chronic kidney disease, a major problem. We're seeing younger and younger people ending up on dialysis. And you can't tell me that that is not something that we should be alarmed about. I remember some years ago, before Dorian, I had an opportunity to visit Abaco, because I had an opportunity to meet a client there who was dealing with kidney disease and was on dialysis. And they have so much kidney disease in Abaco that they actually have their own dialysis center there. And I was told at the time that there were children, multiple children in the community who were on dialysis. And I'm saying to myself, okay, something wrong with this picture. Ain't no way children, and especially in such large numbers, are supposed to be on dialysis. So clearly there's something happening that we have to pay closer attention to. And that is exactly what we're going to do during this show today. Chronic kidney disease is one of the most common and serious public health crisis on the planet, not just in the United States or in the Bahamas. It is also one of the most invisible, often progressing with few or no symptoms until very late stage kidney failure sets in. And there are a couple of things that can contribute to kidney failure or eventually getting to that point. Other conditions. Remember, I always say on this show that that your body is an interconnected system. It's not one system working over here in isolation and another system working over there in isolation. It's all interconnected. So if you're battling something like high blood pressure that goes unchecked, or diabetes that goes untreated, there's a strong possibility that you could be, let me just fix my microphone here, that you could be on the road to kidney failure. I remember the late Phil Smith, who was a sportscaster back in the day on ZNS. Philip passed away from kidney failure, but he had chronic high blood pressure for years, which destroyed his kidneys. So these are the kinds of things that we need to be aware of, that you could be actually doing damage to your body, and you could be dealing with another condition, not realizing that that condition could very possibly be contributing to you having kidney failure later on. So this is something that we need to be aware of, and something that you need to really consider and be concerned about. So Every 30 minutes, your kidneys filter all of the blood in your body. Every 30 minutes. And the role of the kidneys is to clean the toxins and waste out of your blood. Abnormal kidney function can lead to severe consequences, and the risk of stroke, cardiovascular disease, and other complications gradually increase if you are dealing with a kidney disease and not addressing it. So it's really important that you pay attention and you address it if you have that problem. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore the diagnosis. Don't stick your head in the sand and pretend that it's not a problem, because it is a problem, and it will become a bigger problem if you don't do something about it. And the good news is, as you'll hear in this show today, you can do something about it. That's the good news. And we're going to learn exactly how you can get yourself out of this rut, how you can reverse kidney disease holistically. And this has happened repeatedly, what I'm going to share with you today. Okay. But I figured that before we dive into step by step, we need to fully understand how the kidneys operate. I know that first clip that I played sort of gave you a little bit, but this is going to go a little deeper now, because I want you to have a full understanding of what it is that you're dealing with. So producer, prepare clip number 2, please. And in the next 2 clips that I'm going to play, we're going to break down for you in detail the role of the kidney and what happens when it starts to malfunction. So let's go to clip number 2.
Chronic kidney disease is a broad term that includes subtle decreases in kidney function that develop over a minimum of 3 months. In contrast, acute kidney injury refers to any decrease in kidney function that happens in less than 3 months. Now, the kidney's job is to regulate what's in the blood, so they might remove waste or make sure electrolyte levels are steady, or regulate the overall amount of water. And they even make hormones. The bottom line is that the kidneys do a ton of stuff. Blood gets into the kidney through the renal artery, and once inside, it goes to tiny clumps of arterioles called glomeruli, where it's initially filtered. And the filtrate, which is the stuff that gets filtered out, moves into the renal tubule. The rate at which this filtration process takes place is known as the glomerular filtration rate, or GFR. In a normal, healthy person, this is somewhere around 100 to 120 milliliters of fluid filtered per minute per 1.73 meters squared of body surface area. This value is slightly less in women than men, and it decreases slowly in all of us as we grow older. One of the most common causes of chronic kidney disease is hypertension. In hypertension, the walls of arteries supplying the kidney start to thicken in order to withstand the pressure, and that results in a narrow lumen. A narrow lumen means less blood and oxygen gets delivered to the kidney, which leads to ischemic injury to the nephron's glomerulus. Immune cells like macrophages and fat-laden macrophages, called foam cells, slip into the damaged glomerulus and start secreting growth factors like transforming growth factor beta 1, or TGF beta 1. These growth factors cause the mesangial cells to regress back to their more immature stem cell state known as mesangioblasts. And then those mesangioblasts secrete extracellular structural matrix. This excessive extracellular matrix leads to glomerulosclerosis, which is hardening and scarring, which diminishes the nephron's ability to filter the blood. And over time, this leads to chronic kidney disease. The most common cause of chronic kidney disease is diabetes. In this situation, excess glucose in the blood starts sticking to proteins, a process called non-enzymatic glycation, because no enzymes are involved. This process of glycation particularly affects the efferent arteriole and causes it to get stiff and more narrow, a process called hyaline arteriosclerosis. This creates an obstruction that makes it difficult for blood to leave the glomerulus, and increases pressure within the glomerulus, which leads to hyperfiltration, essentially pushing more fluid through. In response to this high pressure state, the supportive mesangial cells secrete more and more structural matrix, which expands the size of the glomerulus. Over many years, this process of glomerulosclerosis once again diminishes the nephron's ability to filter the blood and can lead to chronic kidney disease. Although diabetes and hypertension are responsible for the vast majority of chronic kidney disease cases, there are other causes as well, including systemic diseases like lupus and rheumatoid arthritis, which can also cause glomerulosclerosis. Other causes, though, include infections like HIV, as well as long-term use of medications like NSAIDs, and toxins like the ones in tobacco.
All right. So if you know anybody who's battling high blood pressure, diabetes, they too obviously need to be tuned into this show because they don't want to get to the point where that condition starts to affect them and by way of destroying the kidneys. So again, chronic kidney disease or chronic kidney failure, it's also called, as we are learning, it involves a gradual loss of kidney function. So this is a slow process. It doesn't happen overnight. This is something that has been going on, just building up. It's a very slow, gradual process. But your kidneys, eventually, if they, if you don't fix the problem, and you're going to learn in this show today what the problem really is, your kidneys will lose their ability to filter waste and excess fluids from your blood, which should be removed in your urine. An advanced chronic kidney disease can cause dangerous levels of fluid to build up, electrolytes, and waste in your body. And that can cause you to have a real problem if you can't eliminate that waste. And this is why dialysis is important for persons who have come to that stage, because they've got to get the toxins out of their body, otherwise they will die. The challenge with dialysis is it's not a cure. What dialysis does is it gets the toxins out, but you got to keep going back. And most dialysis patients have to go 3 times a week, up to sometimes 3 times a week, to get that poison out of their system. So it works temporarily, but you have to keep going back. So it's not a cure. It's management of a disease. And for those of you who know me and have been following my show for a while, you know that our whole approach as holistic health coaches is not to manage your illness, but to get your body to correct itself so that you can literally reverse the disease and walk in complete health. And we have been misled to believe that that is not possible when you get to end stage renal failure, where you have to be on dialysis to save your life. But that is not true. Repeat after me. Believe the diagnosis, but do not believe the prognosis, because you can do something about it. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. On the other side of the break, we're going to look at the symptoms of kidney disease, because you might be suffering some of these early symptoms and not even realize that's what's happening. So we're going to talk about that on the other side of the break. Stay with us. This is GPS on Global 99.5 FM. Rep your team this Super Bowl Sunday. Real fans only. Have your DQ cake and eat it too. Logo cake orders must be placed 24 to 48 hours in advance. Get your game on. Visit your nearest Dairy Queen today.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Longevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 hyperimmune egg powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for a rims, paints, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Tracklight, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires, cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Glasses love.
To stay healthy, it's crucial to make sure you get the nutrition you need every day. But it's difficult to get all your recommended vitamins and minerals from food alone. Even in the United States, 94% of people are deficient in at least one nutrient. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 by Longevity is a simple, convenient, and affordable way to help your body get the essential nutrients it needs. It's an advanced plant-driven multivitamin mineral complex that contains certified organic whole foods, trace minerals, and antioxidants. BTT 2.0 supports your body's natural defense system with a proprietary blend of energy-boosting and body-loving nutrients, plus prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids, and enzymes that support digestion. With an unusually high ORAC score of 8,000, you get even more antioxidants to help combat free radicals that can cause damage to your cells. But to get the most benefit and value from any multivitamin, your body must be able to break down the nutrients so you can fully absorb them. Otherwise, they'll just pass through your system without doing any good. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 was specially formulated with synergizing cofactors to ensure you get maximum nutrient absorption. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 is the easiest way to give your body the balance and complete daily vitamin mineral supplement it needs for optimal support of your overall health. To learn more, contact your longevity associate.
This portion of GPS is brought to you by Tiki Bikini Hut at Junkanoo Beach. Great food, cool tropical drinks, and family fun in the sun.
So welcome back to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. Michelle Malcolm in your company on this Wellness Wednesday. And today we are discussing chronic kidney disease, which is a big problem here in the Bahamas. Too many young people. I can't believe how many young people right now are on dialysis, not just early stages, dialysis. I tell you, I got a couple of clients, 20s and 30s, and I've heard of children in this country on dialysis. So clearly we're doing something wrong. And this show today is going to give you some information that's going to blow your mind about what we are doing wrong and what we can do to stop the damage that we're doing to our bodies. So I want you to go ahead and tell somebody that we're on the air, especially anybody who's battling diabetes or high blood pressure or kidney failure. The numbers to call, 3260271, 3260271, 3260271, or 3260272, 3260272. And the WhatsApp number, 824-9952, 824-9952. So we're going to turn our attention now to symptoms because, as we would have said in the first portion of the show, this can sneak up on you if you're not in tune with your body and you don't understand the symptoms that you're experiencing. You could actually be experiencing symptoms of kidney disease and not even realize it. And so I think it's important that we talk about the symptoms of chronic kidney disease. So signs and symptoms of chronic kidney disease develop over time. And if this is especially if your kidney damage is progressing slowly. Loss of kidney function can cause a buildup of fluid or body waste or electrolytes. And that is, as I already explained, a big problem because then you become if you can't get that poison out of your system, you will literally die. Depending on how severe it is, the loss of your kidney function can cause these symptoms: nausea, vomiting, loss of appetite, fatigue and weakness, sleep problems, urinating more than usual or less than usual, decreased mental sharpness, muscle cramps, swelling of feet or ankles, dry, itchy skin, high blood pressure. And as you're going to hear in this next report, it's like a vicious cycle, because high blood pressure can cause kidney failure, but kidney failure can also cause high blood pressure. We're going to learn about that in this next clip that's coming up. But if you have an issue with high blood pressure that's difficult to control, that could be a sign of kidney issues. Shortness of breath, if your fluids build up into the lungs, and chest pain if fluids build up around the lining of the heart. All of those are signs and symptoms of kidney disease. And the challenge is that these signs and symptoms are often nonspecific. So this means that they can also be caused by other illnesses, which is a challenge, because, how do you, if you're not in tune or know what to look for, you could easily misdiagnose somebody if you're not fully, in tune with understanding what to look for. Because your kidneys are able to make up for lost function, you might not develop signs or symptoms until irreversible damage has occurred. Now, I don't believe that it's irreversible. Believe the diagnosis and not the prognosis. So, in this next clip, you're going to learn about the symptoms of chronic kidney disease and see how there's sort of this vicious cycle that happens where a condition like high blood pressure can cause kidney failure, and then kidney failure can also cause high blood pressure. So it's a vicious cycle. Let's go to that next clip.
Normally, urea in the blood gets excreted in the urine. But when there's a decreased glomerular filtration rate, less urea gets filtered out, and therefore it has nowhere else to go besides the blood. And so it builds up in the blood, which is a condition called azotemia. Azotemia can cause general symptoms like nausea and loss of appetite. But as urea levels really build up, they can affect the functioning of the central nervous system, causing encephalopathy. This results in asterixis, a tremor of the hand that kind of resembles a bird flapping its wings, and is best seen when a person attempts to extend their wrists. Further accumulation can even progress to coma and death. This buildup can also cause pericarditis, which is inflammation of the lining of the heart. In addition, there can also be increased tendency for bleeding, since excess urea in the blood makes platelets less likely to stick to each other, and so there's less clot formation. Finally, in some cases, someone can develop uremic frost, where urea crystals can deposit in the skin and they look like powdery snowflakes. In addition to getting rid of waste, the kidneys play an important role in electrolyte balance. Potassium levels are particularly important, and normally the kidney helps with potassium excretion. In chronic kidney disease, though, just like with urea, less potassium is excreted, and so more builds up in the blood. And this leads to hyperkalemia, which can be problematic because it can cause cardiac arrhythmias. Another key role of the kidneys relates to balancing calcium levels. Normally, the kidney helps to activate vitamin D, which then helps to increase absorption of calcium from the diet. With chronic kidney disease, though, there's less activated vitamin D, so less calcium is absorbed into the blood, which results in hypocalcemia, low calcium levels. As calcium levels in the blood fall, parathyroid hormone is released, which causes the bones to lose calcium. Over time, this resorption of calcium from the bones leaves them weak and brittle, a condition known as renal osteodystrophy. The kidneys also release key hormones. For example, normally when the kidneys start sensing a lower than normal amount of fluid getting filtered, they respond by releasing the hormone renin to increase the blood pressure. In chronic kidney disease, the falling glomerular filtration rate leads to more and more renin secretion, which leads to hypertension. Now, remember that hypertension is a cause of chronic kidney disease itself, so this creates quite the vicious cycle. Finally, the kidney also secretes the hormone erythropoietin, which stimulates the production of red blood cells from the bone marrow. In chronic kidney disease, erythropoietin levels fall, and this leads to lowered production of red blood cells, and ultimately anemia.
So, it's a lot, I know. But the key is that if you suspect that you're experiencing some kind of kidney malfunction, you should make an appointment to see your doctor just to be sure that that is what's happening with you, because early detection might help to prevent kidney disease from progressing to kidney failure. There is a difference between the two. Okay, you could have kidney disease, but your kidneys are still functioning. It might be at a lesser level, but they're still functioning. But when you're talking about kidney failure, that's when you get to the point of having to have dialysis or be on dialysis or hope for a kidney transplant. Um, and the challenge with the dialysis aspect of this is that, again, it's not a cure. So you have to keep going and keep going. Every 3 days or so, you've got to go back. And what the dialysis machine does is it's like an artificial kidney, and it really takes all of the blood out of your body, cleans it up, and puts it back in. But that whole process usually takes about 4 hours. So imagine 3 times a week, 4 hours each time, you have to go to that dialysis center, or if you have a home dialysis unit, and go through that process. Apart from the fact that you have to keep doing it over and over again, apart from the fact that it takes up a lot of time, it is very, very painful. It can be very, very, it's not a fun experience. So by the time people come out of dialysis, they're like spent because it takes a lot out of you. So clearly, if there is a way that you can fix this problem without having to resort to dialysis, I would think that you would want to do that, because dialysis is not a fun experience. Aside from that, it is extremely expensive. Extremely expensive. The gentleman the client that I dealt with in Abaco told me that each of his treatments was, if I remember correctly, $1,500. $1,500 for each time he had to go to that dialysis center. And I was like, oh my God. So you working just to pay for your dialysis. I hope I'm not wrong in terms of the amount that I quoted. I'm pretty sure that's what he said. But I remember it was like, oh my God, that is ridiculously expensive. So it's time consuming. It is not a permanent fixture because you have to keep going back over and over again to do the same thing 3 times a week forever. And it is very, very expensive. So those are the 3 cons that relate to dialysis. If you can avoid going on dialysis, or if you can do something to get off of dialysis, and you're going to learn how in the show, then I would think that would be the route you want to go. Now, a lot of people, while they're on dialysis, they opt to try to get a kidney transplant. So you'll see a GoFundMe from time to time of somebody asking you to help them raise funds for a kidney transplant because their kidneys have failed and they are now living on dialysis, and their only hope, so they think at that point, is a kidney transplant. Well, the way the kidney transplant system works is that you are, in essence, getting a healthy kidney from someone else, because our bodies are designed such that we can live with one healthy kidney. So oftentimes you hear about a sibling or a parent giving a kidney to their loved one because you can survive with just one kidney. The challenge is, though, that you have to find what is called a match, where they do a test to see whether you are a match for the person that you want to give this kidney to. So that's the first challenge. You have to find a match. The second challenge is that it too is extremely expensive to get a new kidney. I mean, kidney transplants, you're talking big money. Okay. And the third setback is, even if you find a match, and even if you come up with the money to get the transplant, and you get the transplant, your body might still reject it. Your body might see it as a foreign object and decide you ain't supposed to be there and attack. And so many people that I know who have gone through the process of getting a kidney transplant, they now have to be on medication for the rest of their life to weaken their immune system so that their immune system does not attack the foreign kidney. So imagine every day you having to take a medication. If let's say you were able to get a kidney from someone else. And there's one more downside. A kidney could also come from somebody who dies suddenly, say a car accident or something. If they were a donor, an organ donor, they could quickly take their kidneys. But the problem is there aren't sufficient people dying fast enough or matching their loved ones in a rate to solve that problem. So I say that to say there's a long waiting list to get a new kidney by way of transplant. The list is very long. So some people are literally waiting for years trying to hopefully get a new kidney. So that too has its downside because yes, you could go through the process of finding a match. Yes, you could get the transplant and then your body could reject the new kidney altogether. And then your body starts to attack. And so now your next option is you got to go on medication to weaken your immune system. Well, I don't have to tell you in this environment of COVID why that's not a good idea. But it is what it is. If that's your only choice, if you've gotten a kidney transplant, then that's what you got to do. So we have a saying, pick your poison. You got to weaken your immune system in order to keep this kidney. That doesn't seem like a good hand to me, one way or the other. And so what we're going to be talking about today is how you can reverse kidney disease, reverse kidney failure without relying, and I'm not saying you just stop going on dialysis. That would be suicide. Okay? But keeping in mind dialysis is not the answer. It's just a temporary fix. So we're going to be talking today about how you can reverse this condition holistically. Repeat after me, believe the diagnosis, but not the prognosis. Because I know you listening to me right now saying, Miss Malcolm, are you coming from with this foolishness? Because they done tell me that I said, yeah, nothing I could do but be on dialysis and wait for a kidney transplant. That is not true. There are some things that you can do. Now, a big part of the problem is how did you get to the point of having kidney disease in the first place? That's a question that we have to ask. Because clearly we're doing something that is leading to all of this kidney failure. It's not genetic. It didn't happen because you have bad luck. There is something that you are doing that is contributing to that problem. And so we're going to talk about today what you are possibly doing that is causing a problem for you. And hopefully I'm going to convince you to stop doing that, to stop doing the damage to your body, so that you can be healed of your kidney disease. So the telephone numbers to call, once again, 326-0271, 326-0271. I'll read it one more time, 326-0271, or 326-0272, 326-0272, 326-0272. And our WhatsApp line, which I need to pay more attention to, is 824-9952, 824-9952. I want you to go ahead, share the show, like and share the show on Facebook if you are watching on Facebook. I think it died again, Jason. Yeah, this phone is dead. Y'all just bear with us. We got to charge our WhatsApp line. Like and share the show on Facebook if you're watching on Facebook. Call a friend, anybody that you know who is battling high blood pressure, diabetes, or chronic kidney disease. Let them know that this is what we're talking about on the show today. And let them know that we are about to learn what you can do to reverse this condition. So it's not a matter of it being where you have to be. Oh, you got it back on? Okay, thanks. It's not a matter of you thinking that you have to be imprisoned for the rest of your life, stuck to a dialysis machine, waiting and hoping for somebody to die so you could get a kidney. You can live your best life without doing that. Well, if you're already having to do that, then you can live your best life by reversing the condition so you don't have to live under those conditions. All right. So, again, to recap, before we now look at some of the things that you are doing that are leading to the problem, diseases and conditions that can cause chronic kidney disease include type 1 or type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, an inflammation of the kidneys filtering units, intestinal nephritis. I hope I pronounced that right. Interstitial nephritis. Okay. An inflammation of the kidneys, tubules, and surrounding structures. Polycystic kidney disease or other inherited kidney disease. Prolonged obstruction of the urinary tract from conditions such as enlarged prostate, kidney stones, and some cancers. These are all things that can lead to kidney disease. You want to be careful of conditions that cause the urine to back up into your kidneys. Any recurrent kidney infection. Also damage to the kidneys. Let's say you had a bad accident and your kidney was damaged. That could be a factor as well. And risk factors that increase your risk of chronic kidney disease obviously include diabetes and high blood pressure, but also things like smoking, obesity. Unfortunately, they say people of color like us are more prone. But I dare say it's not because of our color, but because of our culture. I'll explain that in a minute. Family history of kidney disease. Again, it's not so much about your genetics as it is about your family culture. Older age, abnormal kidney structure, frequent use of medications that can damage the kidneys. And complications of chronic kidney disease can affect almost every part of your body. Potential complications include fluid retention, which could lead to swelling in your arms and legs, high blood pressure or fluid in your lungs, a sudden rise in potassium levels in your blood, which could impair your heart's function and can be life-threatening, your heart's function and can be life-threatening, anemia, heart disease, weak bones and an increased risk of bone fractures, decreased sex drive, erectile dysfunction or reduced fertility, damage to your central nervous system, which can cause difficulty concentrating, personality changes or seizures, decreased immune response, which makes you more vulnerable to infection, pericarditis, an inflammation of the sac-like membrane that envelops your heart, pregnancy complications that carry risks for the mother and the developing fetus, and damage to your kidneys, end-stage damage, end-stage kidney disease, eventually requiring either dialysis or a kidney transplant. So, what can you do to prevent kidney disease? Well, a major part of it has to do with what you eat, what you are putting in your mouth. Because I dare say that there's some habits that we, especially here in the Bahamas, do on a regular basis that is leading to every day you're damaging your body, that is leading to potential kidney disease or some other non-communicable disease. So there are a couple of things that you can do. You can maintain your weight. If you're at a healthy weight, try to maintain it by being physically active most days of the week. But if you need to lose weight, you need to figure out a healthy way to do that. If you're a smoker, you might want to consider putting those cigarettes down, because cigarette smoking can damage your kidneys and make existing kidney damage even worse. So if you are a smoker, join a support group. Do what you got to do. But try to stop smoking cigarettes, okay? Because it's doing more damage than you know. And if you have any other non-communicable chronic disease, you want to make sure that you are taking care of that as well, so that it does not contribute to further damage of your kidneys. But we also have to talk about diet. And I have to tell you that I'm going to say some things that you're really not going to like me very much, but it is what it is. A lot of people, when I tell them they do these things, they look at me through their side eye and they get vexed and they try to talk their way around it. And I'm like, listen, you got a choice to make. Either you make the changes you need to make, or you learn to live with the disease. Which is more important to you? That food that you're consuming that is leading to your disease, or getting rid of the disease? You have to decide which one is most important to you. And, one of the things that is unfortunate is people wait until they get so far gone before they finally decide to take it seriously enough. You tell them what they should be avoiding. They keep eating the stuff. And then they come back when they're so sick because they ignored the advice to avoid the foods that are damaging their body. I would like to encourage everyone listening to this show today to try to be proactive when it comes to protecting your kidneys and your health in general. Be proactive. Don't wait until you get to the point where you got to be on dialysis, raising money for a kidney, hoping that you can get a kidney transplant, when you could have taken some simple steps to avoid the problem in the first place. So on the other side of the break, we're going to talk about these things, but you need to stop doing. And I can tell you now, you ain't going to like me, but I really don't care. I just try to get you healthy, man. I promise me you'll like me much better after you have tried, followed the advice and gotten healthier. Then you can like me much better. But none of my clients like me in the beginning. None. They all hate me. But they feel a lot better and feel better about me when they get healthier. So on the other side of the break, I'm going to tell you some things you got to give up. All right, stay with us. This is GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. Impress your bae this Valentine's Day with a DQ photo cake and personalized message, or a heart-shaped Cupid cake. Impress your bae this Valentine's Day with a DQ photo cake and personalized message, or a heart-shaped Cupid cake. Photo cake orders must be placed and image received 24 to 48 hours in advance. Say I love you with DQ.
Your body's immune system is under constant pressure from things like stress, lack of exercise, and toxins in the environment. It's crucial to be proactive and support your immune system with the nutrients it needs to function effectively. But it's often hard to get these nutrients from food alone. Introducing fast-acting Zinc Plus Immune Support by Longevity. Unlike zinc-only supplements, Zinc Plus Immune Support builds on the proven power of zinc and adds complementary nutrients to give your immune system extra support. Vitamin D helps balance the effects of zinc, while our proprietary blend of natural fruit and root extracts provides the extra help your immune system needs to work against daily stressors. And we've included Longevity's exclusive plant-derived minerals to give your body the minerals it needs but can't get from food alone. And because Zinc Plus Immune Support is delivered in a great-tasting sugar-free berry-flavored lozenge, it encourages quicker absorption of all these nutrients into your body. Zinc Plus Immune Support. Zinc plus the extra support your body needs to promote a healthy immune system. To To learn more, contact your longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for rims, paints, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Track Lights, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires. Cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Blessed love.
It's gotten harder and harder to get your daily requirement of vital nutrients from food alone. Without additional vitamin and nutrient support, your health and well-being can suffer drastically. That's why Z-Radical was specifically formulated. It combines a blend of antioxidant-rich vitamins, minerals, and botanicals with the protective powers of fucoidan to help fill the gaps from lack of nutrients in your foods. The core of Z-Radical is fucoidan, a naturally occurring polysaccharide that helps stimulate immune reaction, protecting you against inflammation and oxidative stress. We harvest this powerful mineral-rich nutrient from brown seaweed, harvested only from the world's most pristine ocean waters to ensure the purest quality. It's then extracted using cold process technology to ensure maximum levels of bioavailability. Then we add essential vitamins that help to protect your cardiovascular and nervous systems and are crucial for optimal immune and neurological function. Z-Radical also includes a proprietary blend of delicious antioxidant-rich fruits and berries. This great-tasting combination helps your body combat free radical imbalances that can contribute to a variety of degenerative conditions like arthritis and heart disease. Z-Radical. Experience the power of fucoidan with antioxidant-rich berries, 8 essential vitamins, and more to provide you with potent health benefits. To learn more, contact your longevity associate.
And we are back. Welcome back to GPS, Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. Michelle Malcolm in your company on this Wellness Wednesday. We are talking about how to reverse kidney disease on this show today. So if you know anybody who is battling any kind of issues with their kidneys or high blood pressure or diabetes, you want to tell them to go ahead and tune into this show. Before we continue, I'd like to give a shout out to the Balloon People. They're located on Soldier Road West in the Pineapple Plaza. And they are having a special for this Valentine's Day. You can go there and get some deluxe balloon gifts for this the special person in your life. And their packages start as low as $55, people. $55. And that you can get greeting cards, chocolates, and free delivery within 2 miles. So definitely go and check out the Balloon People on Soldier Road West. The telephone number is 677-8677, 677-8677 for the Balloon People. And of course, a huge thank you to Byron and the crew at the Tiki Bikini Hut at Junkanoo Beach for your continued support. I really do appreciate you, Byron. Thank you so much for sponsoring GPS. Listen, folks, the food's so good. Lord have mercy. You know, the first couple of times I went there, I said, okay, I'm going to try different things on the menu. And so the first day I tried, I think it was a ceviche, and it was delicious. And the second day I tried something else and was delicious. And then I tried their oxtail, and I got stuck. Every time I go there, oxtail it is. Food is incredible. Presentation is fantastic, and it's a family-friendly environment. So go check them out on Junkanoo Beach. Let them know Michelle Malcolm sent you from GPS. All right. So I promise you guys that we're going to talk about some stuff that you're doing every day that helping to cause you to have a kidney problem or a high blood pressure problem or a diabetes problem or some other problem that's contributing to your kidney disease. Believe the diagnosis, but not the prognosis. Good news is, in spite of what you have been told, and I want you to prepare that next clip, producer. In spite of what you have been told, you can reverse kidney disease. Now, you guys often hear me talk about Dr. Joel Wallach on my show. Dr. Joel Wallach is the person whose protocols we were trained under in the Institute of Holistic Health. And he teaches that everyone needs nutrition, and that many of the chronic diseases that we're battling today are a result of a nutritional deficiency. It's not genes, it's not bad luck, it's not aging, it's nutrition. And if you're not giving your body the nutrition it needs, something's going to break eventually. You compensate for so long, and then eventually something's going to break. So in this particular clip that we're going to play, Dr. Wallach was a guest on the Benny Hinn show. Those of you who watch TBN, you'd be familiar with that show, TBN and other religious stations. He was a guest on the Benny Hinn show. And one of the things that they talked about was kidney failure. I want you to listen to this clip.
Listen, I know a young man in his 20s. Both of his kidneys stopped recently. I think he's doing better now. And it was a shock to me that why would a 20-something-year-old lose his kidneys?
Oh, eating fried foods, not supplementing properly. So I have a wonderful story for you. This is a God story.
Please tell me.
There's a man by the name of Tug. That's his nickname, is Tug, T-U-G, like a tugboat.
Right.
He's 87 years old, and since he was 14, he hadn't urinated. He's been on dialysis for like 73 years.
Wow.
And we got him on our program for kidney failure. In 2 weeks' time, he's urinating. In 2 more weeks' time, he's totally off of dialysis. He's been on dialysis 6 days a week for 73 years. And in less than a month, he's off of dialysis.
How did you do that?
Well, this is a God thing, right?
I know, but how did God use you?
Well, we gave him the 90 essential nutrients. We actually have what we call the secret sauce for getting blood flow through little blocked arteries. Well, when you have kidney failure, there's nothing wrong with your kidney. That seems like an oxymoron or a paradox.
There's nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with your
then
kidneys.
Then why did it fail?
Well, remember, I'm a pathologist, and so surgeons would bring me kidneys they'd take out of somebody with kidney failure, and I'd look at them and say, these are normal. Why'd you take them out? They say, he's got kidney failure. Well, it turns out there's nothing wrong with your kidney when you have kidney failure. What happens is the little microscopic arteries that carry the dirty blood into the filtering units are plugged. So your kidney function goes down, not because there's anything wrong with the kidney, it's just that dirty blood is not being delivered.
Wow.
So we get the circulation going in the kidney.
I have a family member who they say may have to have a kidney transplant.
Probably not.
What do you mean probably not?
Well, give me 90 days and we'll see.
I'll call and you can help him?
Yes.
He's a young man. He's related to me.
We do this thousands of times a year.
That you can prevent someone from having
a kidney transplant. We get them off of dialysis, absolutely. Because there's nothing wrong with the kidney most of the time.
Doc, put your hands on this Bible.
Yes, sir.
You promise that you can. Wait a minute. I've never done this on This Is Your Day. You're putting your hands on the Word of God.
Hands.
And you're telling me that you can help this young man that I know,
yes, sir,
in my family, where he doesn't have to lose his kidneys, or kidney right now, one kidney, with what you're going to do for him.
He has one good kidney, one bad kidney?
I think so.
Okay, that's easy.
That's
this is the God stuff, right?
Okay, now you put your hand
Both
on the Word
hands,
of God,
not one hand,
and you vow before God Almighty
Absolutely.
that you're telling the truth.
Absolutely.
I believe you.
I always laugh when I look at that clip. People, as Doc Wallach said, because he is a pathologist, on a part of his background is pathology, meaning that he does autopsies on people who have died. And like he said in the clip, oftentimes he would do an autopsy on someone who died from kidney failure, and the kidneys were in perfect condition. But what he found is that those arteries, there's this clogging that is preventing the dirty blood to get to the kidneys. So it's not that the kidney itself was bad, it's just it couldn't do its job because of the clogged arteries. So what causes these clogged arteries? Well, he touched on it in that clip, but I'm going to go even further because that was just a short clip. We're going to go into detail about what's causing these clogged arteries. Top of the list. Get ready to hate me. Fried foods. Anything fried in oil. Now, I'm not talking about using an air fryer or oven fried. Perfect. Great. But once you fry that thing in oil, you are now helping to clog up those arteries. Every single time you eat that fried food, you're helping to clog up those arteries. Okay? So, fried foods, anything fried in oil, any oil. This is why on another show I said no oil, and somebody call and say, so what kind of oil? And I say, the one with name no oil. No oil. All oils are bad, right? Again, if you consume oil, and I don't care if it's coconut oil, I don't care if it's olive oil, I don't care if it's canola oil, I don't care what kind of oil it is. But if you are consuming oil, you are introducing into your body an inflammatory food. What does that mean? It causes systematic inflammation. And if you have a problem where you've been eating this for a long time and your arteries are clogging up as a result, and then you are inflamed on top of that, you're making it even more difficult for blood to flow through freely. So you gotta stop eating the fried food, people. I know in the Bahamas that I just some of y'all think I just curse y'all. You know, I know, right? Y'all cutting your eye at me and calling me everything but a child of God right now, because fried food is a religion here in the Bahamas. But then so is cancer. So is high blood pressure. So is kidney failure. They're related. The reason that we have so much disease in this country is not because of our skin color or because of genetic. It's because of our culture. It is because of what we are putting into our bodies. This is why we're so sick. This is why we have people in their 20s on dialysis. Because we would fry water if we could. Everything is fried. And you know one of my biggest peeves, one of my peeves with the church? The typical church function you go to, they got fried fritter, fried fish, fry this, fry the next, fry everything, right? Because this is our culture. And so it's, this is our culture. This is who we are, right? So they fried everything. And then when the people get sick, they say, Lord, we look into you for divine healing. And I could hear the Lord of them say, how about you participate in not getting sick in the first place? How about that? Right? But this is what we do. Derek on Facebook say, Lord, forgive me. The Lord can forgive you, but if you're eating that stuff, you're still clogging up your heart. So you will die forgiven. But you cannot eat this stuff and then be surprised when the doctor tell you have developed a particular condition. You know how many times I hear, oh, the doctor tried to put this on me. I said, the doctor ain't putting none on you. You put that on yourself. You wait for that condition. That ain't just happen. Elizabeth says, I am frying my fish right now. Nothing like a fry snapper. I will stop after this. I think I will bake. You listen, get yourself an air fryer, Elizabeth, because I don't like the taste of them. Baked fish don't taste as good, right? But get your air fryer, okay? And fry the thing in with the air fryer. You don't have to use oil. If you frying food in oil, you clogging up your arteries. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And I don't care what kind of oil you use, because they say, oh, some have better, the smoke value or whatever you call it, and this is better. I don't care what kind of oil that is. Once you put that fire on that and you cooking food in that, you clogging up your arteries. And this is why not just kidney disease, but hypertension, stroke, all these other kind of things, because you continuously introducing this inflammatory food into your system. You gotta stop eating fried food, people. You gotta stop. And if you figure out that you can't, if you like it, let it kill you. Literally. Because you're killing yourself. And listen, I don't want y'all to think, listen, I love me a fried snapper too. Snapper is my favorite fish. I love me a fried snapper, but I had to learn how to make that snapper fry without oil because I realized the damage I was doing to my body. You cannot continuously eat oils, consume fried food, and then be shocked and blaming the doctor when you come down with these conditions. Because the doctor ain't had nothing to do with that. When you decide to be eating all them fried and fried this and fried the next, the doctor wasn't there. So stop blaming the doctor. Stop saying the doctor trying to put things on you. He ain't put nothing on you. That's what you put on yourself. I would like us get to the point where we, stop damaging our bodies every day, eating garbage, and then talking about we want divine healing. And I'm not saying that God can't heal you. Well, why you gonna put yourself through that? Why you want to disturb him in the dark when he got bigger things to deal with? No, seriously. How about you participate in not getting sick in the first place? We are supposed to be good stewards of our bodies, eh? It's the only one you got. And whether you are on this earth for 100 years or 10 years, the quality of your life depends on how well your body performs. I don't care how much money in the world you have. Look at Steve Jobs. You could have all the money in the world, but if you're sick, that don't mean nothing. You just want to be well. So how about you stop making yourself sick? How about you take it seriously that you cannot consume oils? You cannot. And I know people fight back on this. They say, oh, Michelle, they say olive oil is healthy. So you're the only person who's saying this. Well, if you don't believe me and you keep doing what you're doing and you're getting sicker and sicker, then who you gonna believe? Right? But you have to stop consuming fried foods, people. You get an air fryer. They work wonders. Or if you don't have an air fryer, learn how to oven fry your food. Just high heat. But do not cook that thing in oil. Now, if you have a recipe like peas and rice that requires oil, use rendered chicken fat. Or if you are a person who does not eat animal products, then I'm not sure, you just have to stop eating recipes that call for oil, because that oil is damaging your body. And so, sorry for all of you people out there who sell oil, and it is what it is. The slogan for this show is "The truth has a new home." I can tell the truth. Where it falls, but I just can tell the truth. And the truth is that oil is helping to clog up your arteries. And the problem is when you fry it, it creates a chemical reaction that it also becomes carcinogenic. So now you ain't only clogging up your arteries, but now you introducing into your body a cancer-causing agent. There is no accident that we have so much cancer in this country. We have to stop eating the foods. I was watching a friend of mine the other day who was going through a cancer battle. And I haven't had an opportunity to talk to her about this yet, though. I have to call her. And she was doing a live video from, I think it was the farmer's market. And she was saying, oh, I want to encourage you to come out here and eat healthy, which is great. And then she talked about this woman at who was doing fritters, sea moss fritters. And I thought, oh my God, because it started off good. Sea moss is good, but then you can make a fritter out of that, which was fried in oil. You just destroyed it. So you got to stop eating fried foods, people. And I'm stressing this, and I'm harping on this because it is that important. Okay? Now, you would have heard. So Charmaine says, let's see what Charmaine is saying before I move on. Charmaine says, okay, so when I normally bake, I use olive oil. Sounds like a no. So what do you use to grease the pan and meat? So again, if you are not a person who has a problem with animal products, when I grease my pan, I grease it with butter. So if you're eating meat, you don't have a problem with animal products. And guess what, y'all? Guess what is fine, which you can't find anymore. Back in the day, my grandma used to cook with lard. Lard. That's better than oil. But you can't even find that in the food store no more. And I'm not talking about Crisco, because that's not lard. Okay? The French cook with rendered animal fat or lard or butter. That's how the French cook. Right? But we have adopted this this way of thinking that we think that, oh, you have to, consume oil. Trust me, people, that oil is destroying your body. And that's making you more susceptible to conditions like kidney disease. So you got to stop. I told you wasn't going to like me, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's move on from the oils. I think I've spent enough time on that. And hopefully you take it seriously. But you would have heard Dr. Wallach say something about, did he say it? No, I think he's going to say it in this next clip that we're going to play. We're not going to play it right now. I want to save that for after the next break. But one of the things that you also have to be concerned about is absorption through the gut, because if you're not absorbing nutrients because of a damaged gut, then that is going to cause a problem for you. And nutrition is a big part of what needs to happen to reverse chronic kidney failure. Elizabeth said, Grammy cooked without all her days and she was never sick. Yeah, they didn't know plenty of things. So we think we're smarter than them. But it's better than oil. My grandma used to go with lard too. Okay. So you have to be careful of absorption problems. Charmaine says you can use coconut butter or almond butter. You can find them in Solomon's. Okay, I got to try that. You have to be concerned about absorption, because you would have heard me say before that much of the diseases that we have begin with absorption problems, begin with damaged gut. Because if your gut is damaged, you can't absorb nutrients, and if the nutrients can't get into your bloodstream, then you're setting yourself up for disease. So a big part of this conversation about what you need to do to protect yourself from kidney failure or reverse kidney disease is to take care of your gut. That means to avoid absorption problems, which means stop eating the damaging foods. Oils and fried food is just one of them. Other damaging foods, again, you're not going to like me. Wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Anything that contains gluten. Wheat, barley, rye, or oats. If you are consuming anything with wheat, barley, rye, or oats, you are damaging your gut. Whether or not you feel it in your gut, that doesn't matter, because some people think that they're good because they're not feeling it in their gut. But yet they're displaying other symptoms that they're not tying back to a damaged gut. And I want you to understand something. I had a client say to me the other day, y'all treat everybody like they have celiac disease. Well, here's the ticket. Celiac disease is only one of many diseases that you can develop from a damaged gut. So just because you don't have celiac disease doesn't mean that your gut is not damaged. Okay? There's something called leaky gut syndrome. I want you to look it up. Leaky gut syndrome. And it's called a syndrome because it affects your whole body practically, not just your gut, but it starts with a damaged gut. Okay? So you have to stop eating foods like wheat, barley, rye, and oats that contribute to damage in your gut. Because absorption is key to reversing non-communicable diseases. You have to absorb nutrients. You got to get them in your system to begin with. But even once they get into your system, you have to be able to absorb that. And if you are walking around damaging your gut every single day, then you're making it harder for yourself to absorb your nutrients. Yeah, Derek. Derek said, what? Yeah, Derek. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it is what it is. Elizabeth says, I love butter-free popcorn. Is that good for my stomach? Um, if it's completely butter-free and you don't pop it with oil, how you gonna pop it without oil? If they have popcorn that you can pop it without adding oil, then you're good. Butter is not the problem. Oil is. Okay? So if you have to add oil to that to pop that popcorn, you don't want to fool with that. Because the butter is not the problem. The oil is the problem. Okay? So no wheat, which means bread, white or brown, macaroni, pasta, spaghetti, fettuccine. I could go on and on. Now, here's the thing, people. You have options. They have gluten-free options in the food store. I tell people all the time when I tell them you have to go gluten-free, they act like I curse them. Oh, Miss Malcolm, how you expect me to live without eating bread? I never told you can't eat bread. Just don't eat bread with gluten. Okay, Elizabeth said it's popcorn in the bag. Guess what, Elizabeth? If it's popcorn in the bag, you don't eat that because that has oil in there. That's how it pops. Okay. Derek says we were always told that wheat was better. Wheat, bread, oats. What are the options? Here are your options. No wheat, no barley, no rye, no oats. That's your option. There are many other grains that you can enjoy. Quinoa. I mean, I could go on with a bunch of different grains. Just avoid the wheat, the barley, the rye, and the oats. And spelt, which is an ancient form of wheat. I learned that the hard way. I am someone who suffered badly from a damaged gut, and after I went gluten free, started taking. You heard the commercial for microbiome. It really healed my gut, and I'm doing much better now as far as that is concerned. And one day I went to a health food restaurant here, and I ordered a black bean burger, and I said, "What kind of flour do you use to make your bread?" Because they make their own bread, and they said spelt. So I thought it was okay. And I went and I ate that thing, and it was so good. Next thing I know, my stomach starts swelling up. I was like, what the hell did I eat? And I started feeling, So I reached out to one of my colleagues in the Institute of Holistic Health, and I said, I don't understand what I ate today. Something I ate was not. She said, what did you have? I said, I had a black bean burger with bread made with spelt flour. She said, Michelle, spelt is an ancient form of wheat. I said, well, mottos. That's what caused me to react. So luckily, there are many options in the food store nowadays that are gluten-free. So you can get gluten-free bread, gluten-free cookies, gluten-free crackers, gluten-free pasta, gluten-free everything. Go gluten-free. Elizabeth says, what about the healthy multigrain bread? Is that good? If it don't have gluten-free on the package or GF on the package, it's not good. Multigrain still could mean wheat or barley. So don't eat it. Wheat, barley, rye, oats, avoid them. Now, you also have to be very careful of oats, because even though some people say, oh, oats doesn't have gluten, it's called something else, but it's still gluten. And that too will damage your gut. Matter of fact, I just spoke to a client yesterday. She's one of them who've been giving me pushback about not eating certain things. And, oats was one of them for her. She used to have a bowl of oats every morning. So I tell her, you got to stop eating it. She gonna talk to somebody who tell her, well, you should be okay if you eat the old-fashioned oats. And she gonna eat that, and boy, did that do her in. She told me yesterday, Miss Malcolm, that thing make me so sick. I say, your head hard. I tell you can't eat the thing. What you going to listen to them for? You cannot eat it. It is damaging your gut. Okay? So Claudette says, spelt is gluten, but it doesn't do me anything. That's what you think. I just said, you may not be feeling it in your gut, but that don't mean it ain't damaging you to the point where you have other symptoms that you are not associating with that. Symptoms like joint pain, could be related to leaky gut. Arthritis could be related to leaky gut. Acne and other skin conditions. Foggy brain. attention deficit disorder. All these things could be related to a leaky gut, but you think it ain't doing you nothing. You have to stop eating it because it's making it difficult for you to absorb nutrients. And as you're going to hear on the other side of this break, it's the absorption of nutrients which is going to help you to reverse your kidney disease. It can be done. So, no wheat, no barley, no rye, no oats. I hate to break it to you, but malts are made from barley, hops, barley. Beer made from barley, hops, barley. Listen, nobody loved a good malt more than me. But you got to stop. You have to determine which is more important, you enjoying that malt or that beer for that 5 minutes it's going to take you to drink that, or you being on dialysis. Bottom line, pick your poison. So you got to stop, people. You know what? Let's take this break. I just see what time it is. Let's take this break, and then we're going to talk about the other foods that you should avoid in order to reverse kidney failure, reverse kidney disease, or any other non-communicable disease as well. Stay with us. This is GPS, Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM.
Follow us on all social media. Like us on Facebook at Global 99.5 FM.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Track Life, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires, cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Blessed love.
You know the man.
You just don't know.
And he's waking you up weekday mornings from 6 to 10.
Stop playing.
This is the home of the Steve Harvey Morning Show. You best believe that.
It's our very
Okay. They're telling me they can't hear me. Okay, I think they might be able to hear me now that the stream is back up. So, guys from Facebook, let me know if you can hear me or not. Okay. So yeah, we have to take better care of ourselves, people. We have to do what we need to do to. Okay, they said they're hearing me now. Okay, good. We have to do what we need to do to not, put ourselves through that, man. Why you won't put yourself through that? That don't make no sense. Do me a favor. I don't know if you can, producer. I'm trying on my end to start my camera, but it's not. I think it's my laptop that's giving me. Can you do that on your end? Start my camera. Can you just click on or am I not in the broadcast in the stream? It says I need to connect my mic and my camera, and I'm trying, but it's not doing. So I guess we'll have to stick on a wide shot until we get that sorted out. I think it's my laptop. It says device not connected. So what happened there? Okay. While we work on that, I'll just stay on the wide shot for now. Okay. So we're talking about the things that we need to stop doing to our bodies, to stop doing the damage that is leading to conditions like clogged arteries, that is leading to conditions like kidney disease. Because as we would have heard in a previous clip, Dr. Wallach said that when performing autopsies, he realized that the kidneys were in great condition. It's just that they stopped functioning because there was a blockage to them and the filtered blood couldn't get to them. And this is why why it stopped functioning. And so our goal today is to teach you what you need to do to stop the damage and to undo the blockage, because it is possible to undo the blockage. Now, you know what? I don't know if y'all ain't calling because y'all just learning so much. I ain't know what to make of this, but I ain't get no calls yet for the day. The numbers to call, 326-0271, 326-0271, 326-0271, or 326-0272, 326-0272 are the numbers to call. And then the WhatsApp number is 824-9952, 824-9952. We're talking about how to reverse kidney disease. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but much of what we're doing every day is leading to the problem because we're clogging up our arteries, which is that a call for the show? Okay, we have a call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Good afternoon, Ms. Malcolm. How are you?
I'm great. How you doing?
Good. Listening to you, sure, you 110% right with what you're talking. Even though us, we as babies, we love these fried food and bread and meat, what your grandparents were feeding you every day for years.
Yeah.
It is doing damage to our system. And the thing is, it is a difficult thing. It's very hard that and you try to say you will eat healthy. And then the other thing about eating healthy is it's very expensive.
Yeah.
It's a very expensive thing when you're trying to eat healthy and live healthy.
But here's what I tell people all the time when they say that to me. They say, Mom, Michelle, you talking about eating organic? Because we can come to that next. Eating organic and eating healthy. You know how expensive that is? And I say, ain't as expensive as dialysis?
Yeah, well, but see, I'm looking at it from the point of view that you look at the majority of the people who cannot really afford do a organic thing like that.
I hear you.
If you have a family of 10, you trying to feed that family.
I hear you. I hear you. I'm not disputing that. But they can't afford kidney transplants either. And this is why, people out there putting up the GoFundMe and help me to raise money. But listen, I get it. I know that. And now the people talking about prices going up even higher. Right?
That's very like the problem. I think we're a small country and we don't grow anything almost what we need.
Well,
very few.
You know, you could grow some stuff in your backyard. You don't have.
No, I understand that the backyard gardening, and I'm all about that. But I'm talking about as a country, we need to go back to the slash and burn, the farming era with our forefathers. That's what they did. But now we so close to the United States, we import everything, and we want it just like that. We don't want to go and till the ground and feed ourselves.
We may not have
we
a
don't
choice.
need 500,000 people, if not Why can't we feed ourselves with all these 700 islands and keys, man? Have a farming community, whatever. These are the days that we need to go back to.
Yeah.
So the cost of food and wouldn't be as expensive.
But you know what? You know what I'd like to recommend? What people need to do: start working together with either your family members or your neighbors. Pool your resources together instead of, maybe you should look at buying from a wholesaler instead of buying from the retail shops. Pool your resources together. Go and buy in bulk and then split it up amongst yourselves.
You're right about that. And then the other part of it, it's not eating healthy. Then you just laying down, you ain't exercising, you ain't walking, you ain't doing this. That's another thing that kills a lot of us. We don't want to exercise. We eat the greasy, oil cooked fried food, and we just go lay down and go sleep. But we don't exercise. You have to have some form of workout exercise regimen in order to I guess circumvent and try to help your body to fight off these. You understand?
Yeah.
That is not an issue.
But even
our days crew, we don't like to exercise and walk and keep ourselves in shape.
No, it's movement is definitely necessary, but I don't want anybody to think that just because you exercise and if you continue to eat the bad foods, that
no,
you can't.
Like I said, healthy eating and the healthy exercise go hand in hand.
Yeah.
They do go hand in hand, but I mean, if you're eating the bad food and you ain't doing nothing, I mean, if you say it's expensive, right? You understand? But you have to put the work in to get the work out. That's my 5 cents on that.
Thank you so much for calling.
No problem.
My first caller for the day. Guys, let me hear from you. 326-0271, 326-0271, or 326-0272, 326-0272 are the numbers to call. And our WhatsApp number is 824-9952, 824-9952. We're talking today about how to reverse kidney disease, how to reverse kidney failure. Is that a caller for the show? Okay, we have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Yeah, Michelle, good show, great show.
Thank you.
I was so busy listening, I thought you just didn't want us to listen, and not call in.
Well, I still got some more information to bring you, but it's always good to hear your voice, because otherwise I feel like, boy, I know nobody listening to what I say.
We listening. You on a roll. I have adopted for quite a few months now, attempting to get on the path of becoming a breatharian.
Okay.
And because I have some friends in Australia who, sort of like guiding me in that direction, but I've been told by them that, when God breathed in the man the breath of life and man became the living soul, I've been told that the air we breathe is the Holy Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's so contaminated, I won't survive very long becoming a breatharian around it. I'll have to come to Australia or maybe go to one of the family islands where I can actually breathe the real true Holy Spirit.
Now you need to break down for our audience what that is. Describe what the terminology that you're using, and then we have another call on the line. So don't give us an epistle. But what do you call it? A breatharian?
A breatharian.
What that is?
That's one who live off the air we breathe. You never have to go to the bathroom to defecate because you're not eating anything. And I have some friends.
How do you survive without consuming food, though?
Well, because the air you breathe, you survive by consuming the Holy Spirit. That's what you're supposed to be doing in the first place.
Yeah, but we live in bodies that require nutrients and food. So that is good for your spirit. But even Jesus could only fast for 40 days.
Well, I need to introduce some people who've been doing it for 18 years. And then you address the question to them because I'm on the path. 18
years without any food.
Right.
Okay. You leave your number for me with the producer. We got to talk because I ain't never
heard this before. I will hook you up.
All right. Sounds good. I'd love to know more about that. All right. We have another call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
That sounds like a joke, Miss Malcolm.
Boy, I never heard this in my life.
That's a riddle or a rhyme. 18 years without eating or drinking anything.
No, you got no.
I mean, you could take any interrogation. They got to teach us that one.
Are you serious?
Miss Malcolm, I called you to tell you, say, you be listening.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're tuning in. Miss Malcolm, maybe you could consider, I suggested this a long time, everybody like up to date, although WhatsApp is an old thing now, right?
It is?
Yeah. There's some young people, but what a lot of us still stuck on, texting. So if you could consider, if you as the show host could consider, maybe letting the people know that you would read text from that number too. It's not just a WhatsApp thing. But telco makes, I guess they'll sponsor the show and everything. They make money off it. It's not free. You have to pay for it. WhatsApp is free. But more people look like they get the text in more quicker.
Okay.
But they have to pay for.
I'll check with my people here at the station to see if we can make that
Yeah,
happen.
because every day they ain't going to want to call in. And then some people listen to your show and they'll never call in. They don't want to hear their voice. Or people to hear their voice, but they want to comment on your show.
Right.
So consider text. And I can finish listening, Mom.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling, eh?
Okay, so we're talking about the things that you're doing daily that is contributing to you clogging up your arteries, which is why your kidneys have stopped functioning. It ain't that the kidney bad. The kidney can't do its job because it's not getting the blood it needs to get to clean because everything clogged up. Is that another call? Okay, we have another caller. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hello.
Hi, you're on the air.
How you doing, Michelle?
Excellent. How are you?
I'm doing great. Excellent show.
Thank you.
And let me tell you what I've been doing now since Juju season is in. I've been putting Juju, it might be a little tedious, but I've been cutting it up and putting it in my smoothies.
Boy, you sound
And
like a
it tastes-
man after my own heart. I
It
love
tastes
Juju.
so good. And let me tell you, you put some of that, get some good the organic bananas and some
Yes.
strawberries and blueberries. And I use the plant-based protein powder, chia seeds, and the flaxseed. Man, let me tell you, you know that
I gotta try that because I have
the
a nice.
pine nuts,
I have
all of those things. Let me tell you, you feel so full.
Yeah.
You don't have to eat. Once you take that in, and I throw some sea moss in that, it's excellent. Now, what I'm going to do now, I'm going home, and I did some black beans, some chickpeas, and some lentils. I'm going to get a lot of onions and sometimes I throw the little cheese seeds in that, and I also put the sea moss inside of it,
Right.
and mushrooms and everything, and I have my soup,
Yeah.
all natural soup.
Just make sure you ain't putting no oil in that.
Oh no! Let me tell you something, Michelle, and I give God thanks. I even don't eat canned food.
Well, that's smart because they find all kind of chemicals in the lining of the can.
Yes. Now, if
Yeah.
you can eat it, I tell people look the can say BBA free.
Yes. Very
BBA
good tip.
free.
Very good
But that's what I do. And like I said, once you take in and you told me gluten free, you could get the oats and gluten free.
Well, again, it's not called gluten, but it still does the same thing that gluten does. I recommend that people stay away from oats altogether.
Okay.
Even the ones that they say are gluten free.
But like I said, but you got the teff. You could use the teff green.
Yeah.
And like I said, I use a lot of quinoa. A lot of quinoa. And then what you think about the brown rice? I say gluten free.
That's all I use is brown rice.
Okay, yeah, because
you got to be careful with rice. It depends on where it was grown because it may have arsenic in it because of the soil that it came.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But so, like I said, once you do those things, and like you said, say bake it, or like you said, get the cup that you're talking about, because we have one of them.
Yeah.
And you just bake it, smother your fish and everything. But a lot of even with your fries, you get the sweet potato fries, bake it.
Yeah, or air fry.
Oh, air fry it.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things with a lot of Bahamians, and they know a lot of Bahamians do. They eat a lot of that barbecue charcoal. That's worse than smoking cigarette.
Carcinogenic.
Yes, very, very. Michelle, what color chicken meat is?
What? What color?
What color chicken meat is? White, right?
Yeah.
What color chicken hot dog is?
Yeah, I don't. If you let me get back to the list, one of the things that we're going to talk about is how you should avoid processed meats.
Yes.
Okay.
All together.
Okay.
All
I
together.
have another call on the line though. Let me take this other call.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for calling. Hi, caller. Welcome to GPS.
Yes. Good afternoon, Miss Malcolm.
Hey, 52.
Yeah. I mean, we're busy listening. I was learning. I don't know why you was looking. I mean, I was really enjoying the conversation. Of course, you was talking about me. I'm guilty of a couple of those, right? So I was really contemplating the air fryer, but I use the coconut oil, but I try to use it as fresh as possible. I don't want to be granted. But what I wanted to totally agree with you with, I had a kidney problem before, and so the thing is, it was because of the surgery, and I had low blood, and so I actually was put off protein altogether until the kidney started to recover, right? And so I learned from the doctor actually that proteins, especially animal proteins, is hard on the kidney. And I heard the doctor was talking about the clogged arteries and all that. And all that goes in line with the crystal buildup of the people that it's been proven that people eat a diet rich in animal meat, the uric acid builds up, and all of that deals with crystallization of the joints, gouted, etc., on kidney function, overworks the kidneys. And
The bottom line is this: the bottom. And I got to let you go, 52. The bottom line is this:
all right.
If you stop clogging up your arteries, right? If you stop eating these damaging foods, then much of what you just described, see, that is a measure that you take when you've already. If you'd like to make a call, when you're on the verge of either starting to develop the kidney disease or have it already. But we like to go further back than that. Stop doing the food, stop eating the foods, stop doing the things that are contributing to the illness in the first place. That's the thing, you know? Another food that you need to avoid, soy and corn. Again, you could cuss me all you want. I don't care. It is what it is. And the reason why you should avoid soy and corn is because you would be hard-pressed to find any soy and corn in the Western Hemisphere that has not been genetically modified and heavily sprayed with Roundup. Yeah, the same Roundup what they kill weeds with. That's sprayed heavily on corn and soy. So when you consume that, if it's not heirloom corn or soy, and it's hard to know, you are consuming a carcinogen that's leading towards cancer and other problems. Processed meats, and call I come to you right now, processed meats you want to avoid because they have nitrates and nitrites. Now, there are some on the market that don't have them. Again, that they cause cancer. Look very carefully. Read the labels to make sure it says nitrate and nitrate free. Otherwise, don't eat it. Let's go to the caller, and then I wanna get in this last clip because we have to talk about Doc Wallach's solution, nutritional solution as to how you can actually reverse this thing. But let's go to the caller. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Yes, good afternoon. How you doing?
You need to turn your radio down because we're getting feedback. Listen through the phone, okay?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you perfectly.
Okay, do you know too much of corn salad gets you high blood?
Somebody calling you, sir, on your phone or something? High blood pressure is as a result of a nutritional deficiency.
I'm on the radio right now. What I'm saying is I make corn salad or the jelly coconut, sweet pepper, onion, celery, and cucumber.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were to taste that corn salad,
it tastes just like conch salad. I discovered that the other day that I was jonesing for some conch salad but couldn't get out to get the conch, and so I just put everything in there, was just putting conch salad without the conch, and it tasted like conch salad just without the conch.
Well, you need the soft, you need the hard jelly, not too hard, the hard jelly coconut,
mm-hmm.
and add it to that same herb.
Okay. All right. Thank you for calling.
Okay.
Okay, so I got to get in this last clip because, I didn't want to spend this whole 2 hours and not tell you what the solution is in terms of what nutrients you need to be taking. Again, we're going to go back to a clip. This one is again with Dr. Joel Wallach, and he's talking about the formula that he has put together that is actually going to help to unclog those arteries if you are on dialysis or, suffering from kidney failure. Believe the diagnosis, but don't believe the prognosis. You can reverse that condition. And here is how Dr. Wallach says you can do it. Let's go to the final clip.
When people have kidney failure and they're put on dialysis, in most cases, 99% of the time, there's nothing wrong with the kidney. And what's happening is the blood supply, the little microscopic arteries called afferent arteries that carry the dirty blood into the filtering units, which are called glomeruli, is blocked. And so there's nothing wrong with the kidney, but it's not working because it's not getting the dirty blood. So our goal here is to support healthy blood flow through those blocked afferent arteries and get the dirty blood into the filtering units. And then the kidney springs back to work. And so I've been doing this for like 30 years. So it works. It never fails. And the only problem you might have is absorption. So I always get people on a gluten-free diet, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats to maximize absorption, and then get them off of all the inflammatory things that actually were the cause of the blocked arteries. No fried foods. Got to stop the ongoing damage. No fried foods. No processed meats with nitrates and nitrites. That means no deli slices, sandwich meat, sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, salami, pastrami, pepperoni, jerky, all that kind of stuff. Absolutely no oils. That means no microwave popcorn, no theater popcorn, no olive oil, coconut oil, margarines, mayonnaise, salt, and cooking oils, because they turn into trans fats, heterocyclamines, and acrylamides, which inflame the lining of the small arteries, which then cause the arteries to produce scar tissue, which plugs them. And then, of course, no gluten. You got to maximize the absorption. No wheat, barley, rye, and oats. And then per 100 pounds of body weight, I like them to use the basic brain and heart pack, the healthy brain and heart pack, 1 per 100 pounds of body weight. And then also, I like to give the supplements that will support healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries and support healthy blood pressure. And so I'd have them take the Ultimate Daily Tablets, 1 bottle per 100 pounds of body weight. There's 3 tablets for breakfast and dinner per 100 pounds of body weight. And then I would also throw in the Ultimate Cardio Sticks. This also dilates arteries and supports healthy blood flow and healthy blood pressure. The Ultimate Cardio Sticks, one of those per 100 pounds of body weight, and they could take 1 at noontime or 1 at breakfast, 1 at dinner time. They come in boxes of 30 sticks, and so you have to figure out whether you need 1 box or 2 because of the body weight. And then lastly, I'll throw in our Ultimate Niacin Plus. Ultimate Niacin Plus is a time-release, non-flush, 500 milligram tablet of niacin, but it also has an enzyme called nattokinase, which actually is legendary for digesting and digesting blood clots. And then it has the English hawthornberry and a couple of other herbs that dilate arteries and help blood flow through blocked arteries. So it's just really a great combination between the dietary change, which with the diets, inflammatory foods, is what causes the problem. And we've taken people who have not urinated in 10 years, are on dialysis 6 times a day, and in a couple of months' time, they're beginning to urinate. It starts out as a teaspoon, and then it goes to a tablespoon, and then it goes to a half a cup and a full cup, and then full volume of urine, maybe over a period of a month or so. And in another couple of months, we're able to usually wean off the dialysis as long as they stay on the diet. That's forever, and continue the supplement program according to their body weight. Just miraculous results.
So, you heard him. The dietary change is forever. It's pointless for you to go through this just to get your kidneys healthy again, and then you start doing the very thing that caused them to malfunction in the first place. The dietary changes are forever. The nutrition, we recommend that initially, I tell people all the time, when you're trying to heal your body with nutrition, you got to go at it real hard. But the goal is to get you to the point where you don't need so much of it, and you can just maintain your good health with the basic 90 essential nutrients. But initially, when you're talking about having to come off a dialysis, you got to go at that hard. But it is worth the effort, because those of you who are on dialysis can tell everybody else that ain't no fun. You trying to raise money to try to get a kidney transplant, that ain't no fun. And even if you are successful with that and you get the transplant, having to take medication for the rest of your life to weaken your immune system so it doesn't attack this kidney, that ain't no fun. So, if you don't already have the problem, stop doing the damage to your body so you don't get the problem. But if you have the problem, believe the diagnosis, but not the prognosis. Don't believe them when they tell you that your only option is to stay on dialysis for the rest of your life or to get a kidney transplant. You can reverse that condition. You can reverse that condition. But you have a big role to play in this. You're not just going to pop a pill and it's going to be all done with. No, you have to stop doing the damage to your body that you're doing that led to the problem in the first place. That's the first thing you need to do. Stop doing the damage. Stop doing the damage, people. And once we get you to the point where those, the blood starts to flow freely and can get to your kidneys, and your kidneys will do the work that they were designed to do. I cannot stress this enough. Your body is a healing machine. Your body was designed by God to heal. It knows what to do. It wants to heal. It knows how to heal. It's trying to heal. But you got to stop doing the damage. That's stopping it from doing its job. You got to stop doing the damage. That's stopping you from being able to absorb the nutrients which your body needs to be able to do its job. We got to stop stopping our bodies from working, because that's what we're doing. But your body knows what to do. We just have to give it the support it needs to do so. Listen, guys, I hope you got something out of this show today. And listen, those of you who are out there who are suffering from kidney disease, and you may want to find out more information about those products or the what you need to do to get better, go ahead and WhatsApp us at 805-6430. 805-6430. Just type in the word, or text the word kidney failure, or and we'll know what it is that you're reaching out about, and then we'll get back to you. Or 824-9952, 824-9952, or 805-6430, and just write kidney, and we will know what to get back to you with. So listen, guys, tomorrow there's gonna be one of them shows, y'all. You all notice how the grocery stores, the shelves getting a little empty? Y'all hear this all this talk about the prices going up and supply chain and all this kind of stuff. Y'all realize famine coming, right? Now, my show tomorrow, we gonna ask the question: is this a forced famine? My guess is going to be none other than Apostle Benjamin Smith from the Embassy International. Child, if I was you, I could set my alarm, because that show gonna be hot. See you tomorrow, guys. Have a good one.
Global 99.5 FM reminds our listeners that the views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the host and guests, and not necessarily the opinions of the owners of Global Communications Network and the operators of this radio station.
This is 99.5 Global FM.